Let me start this video by saying that my legs do not work. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is spongy and bruised. I made a video in the past where I talked about running with blisters, okay? Basically disintegrating my feet within heavy combat boots that feel like shipping containers duct taped to the bottom of my feet. You'd think after experiencing something as painful as your feet basically turning into Swiss cheese that I would learn my lesson and that I would take it easy in order not to detriment my physical and or mental well-being. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you'd be wrong because my mom ain't raised no bitch. To give you some context, there is this yearly event called the Ronde van Aruba. Basically, it's a relay race that goes all around the island, hence the name. Ronde van Aruba means around Aruba in Dutch. The race itself takes you all along the island from the bustling hotel strip to the rocky coastline that, to be honest, kind of looks like the surface of Mars. The total distance that you and your team have to traverse is 72 kilometers. Right after I became a corporal, I got asked to join my unit's team in running this race. And being the excited, enthusiastic new corporal that I said yes. I'll get to how this was a mistake in a bit. The race is usually ran by teams of 4. Each member of said team have to complete 2 relays between 8 and 10 kilometers. Basically, you would run, stop at a checkpoint, rest while your teammates ran, and then run again. The overall goal is to do the entire course, 72 kilometers, within 9 hours. This is more than doable. This event brings athletes from all over the world who have trained specifically for this event, showcasing their skills and the latest and greatest in running shoes. Now, remember that mistake I told you about? This was my first time doing this, so my mind, body, and possibly soul had no idea what the hell they are in for. They were not aware of the absolute ass-spreading pain that I was about to put them through. And also, keep in mind, we were gonna run this bitch in boots. Not comfy, light hiking boots. I'm talking these. I'm talking heavy-duty combat boots that basically feel like you have bricks super glued to the bottom of your feet. I'm very familiar when it comes to speed marching, but I've never ran that kind of distance or that type of interval in boots before. So I had to do some training. And I'm gonna be honest, I was in way over my head. Instead of dipping my toes to test out the waters, I fucking swan dived into this world of pain. So I didn't really train to win. Motherfucker, I only had one objective and one objective only. And that was to survive. And I barely managed that. So how did it go? If I'm gonna be honest, my first run wasn't really that bad. The terrain was a bit rough going around the coast and eventually entering the national park. The only bad thing was running in these sacks of garbage. Fucking yeet. I get blisters pretty easily, to the point where my feet are basically used to having as many holes as SpongeBob has throughout his whole body. Now, here's the fun thing. Just because I'm used to blisters, that doesn't mean they don't hurt. And ooh, baby, did they hurt. At this point, I only had about 2 kilometers left before I finished my first relay, so I started up my pace, and to be honest, things were going great. And then I started to realize things were going a little bit less great. Things were actually going a bit wrong. Have you ever pushed your car further than it was supposed to go and you see that little dial go into the red? Well, ladies and gentlemen, my body was redlining pretty fucking hard. I felt the thumping in my chest as if some alien was gonna burst out of it any minute. And when I finished, I handed my tracker to my teammate and he went off. And I went back into our vehicle. I felt tremendous, knowing that during this first relay, I had shattered every single personal record I had when it came to running in boots. Maybe at the cost of a few brain cells because I felt woozy as hell. It was great. I had time to recollect, rehydrate, and re-energize. I was able to take my first unlabored breath in nearly 48 minutes, and I felt a wave of peace and gratification wash over me. And then that sense of peace and tranquility was shattered when I realized I had to run a second time. Ask any runner out there if stopping in the middle of a race, resting for 2 hours, and then go running as hard as you can after said rest is a good idea. They will ask you if you are honestly mentally challenged. I tried my hardest to prepare myself for the second relay that would take me through the hotel area of the island all the way near downtown. And to be honest, I was getting kind of penisy, alright? I felt my balls grow like 3 times their size because this relay was going to be on level asphalt the entire way, just level terrain. My first relay had to go through hills and rocky coastline, okay? I just thought, hold the same pace as before, and I'll make it. We approached the checkpoint. I got out, took the tracker from my teammate, put it on my leg, and then I set off. I was ready. I was prepared. I was gonna crush it. Then it all started going downhill pretty fucking fast. You see, your body has ways to know that you are doing something incredibly stupid, and it has ways to make sure that you stop doing the stupid. During the ride over, I was so euphoric that I finished my first relay that I kind of completely forgotten about the blisters on my fucking feet. Felt like I was running on hot coals for a good few kilometers before I got so used to the pain it had become tolerable. I was monitoring my heart rate throughout the whole thing, making sure that I didn't go too hard since that could detriment my fucking pace. Then I start to feel my chest physically hurt. My heart was basically saying, motherfucker, if you don't stop, I will. So there I was running in heavy combat boots, trying not to throw up and trying not to die. My mind went places where it should not have gone, but eventually I saw it. I saw the finish line. Well, my finish line, at least. Yeah, I saw the bright lights, and I also saw my parents on the sideline cheering me on. And at that moment, I thought, it's Morbin time. I started picking up the pace. I'm not gonna lie, I started tasting blood in my mouth. I should really get that checked out. Before I knew it, it was over. We eventually finished the race. We finished it in a better time than we expected. We didn't win, of course, but man, I was happy I finally got to do something. Was it the smart thing to do? No. Was it a good idea? No. Was it possibly dangerous to my physical health? Yes. Will I probably do it again? Yes. What I learned from this is basically sometimes the stupidest thing that you end up doing makes you a tougher and better person. And that's all I have to say about that. See ya.